This time I will take you to Barcelona, Spain. I will show you my top 10, which includes Park Güell, Palau Nacional, Camp Nou, and of course the famous Barcelona beaches. And if you like this video and you want to see more of it, then don't forget to subscribe. So now let's go to Barcelona, the capital city of Catalonia. Barcelona is the second largest city of Spain, after Madrid. It has a population of roughly 1.6 million people and located on the northeastern coast, at the Mediterranean Sea, between the mouths of the rivers Llobregat and Besós. Now let's start with my personal top 10, starting with La Sagrada Familia. The Sagrada Familia, in full Basilica y Temple Expiatore de la Sagrada Familia, is a basilica under construction after a design of Antoni Gaudí. The name means Basilica and Penitential Temple of the Holy Family. This Passion facade is about the suffering of Christ. This site was built half a century after the northeast facade and is therefore in a much more modern style, lined with many angular sculptures. On top of the portal hangs a sculpture of Jesus without traditional loincloth, on the cross by Josep Maria Subirachs. The bird facade is on the northeast side. This site was the first to be built, and the only one almost entirely to the design of Gaudí constructed in Catalan modernist style. The sculptures around the three gates are in the virtues faith, hope and charity. This east portal gives access to the wing of the Epistle of the Stations of the Cross. The impressive door, through which visitors will enter the basilica in the future, contains the Lord's Prayer in Catalan and the phrase, "Give us today our daily bread," in 50 different languages. The columns of the nave are unique. Depending on the diameter, a column branches at a certain height in a node, resembling a tree. The whole forms a jungle of columns on which the vault of the basilica rests. The stained glass windows also follow this vision to follow the forms of nature. According to Gaudí, sunshine was nature's best painter. During a visit, the visitor gets to see a dazzlingly beautiful color spectacle with the help of the stained glass windows. The crypt under the altar is the oldest part of the basilica and also the place where Gaudí was buried. Through the windows you can take a look into the crypt. Now let's go to number 2 in our list, Park Güell. Park Güell is a vast city park in the Gracia district of the northeast with an area of 15 hectares with dense pine forest, avenues with palms and a tree-lined square. When Antoni Gaudí began the construction, commissioned by the noble industrialist Josep Güell, he took on the assignment to give shape to his idea of an architecture inspired by nature. He thought of a recreation park, while Güell thought of a garden city. Güell gained inspiration during his travels abroad, admiring the English landscape gardens and romantic garden architecture, hence the English park. This led to stone-occupied pergolas, stairs, paths, and undulating, multicolored mosaic decorations harmoniously integrated into the landscape, demonstrating Gaudí's social commitment. A colorful bench, the giant snake, winds through the park as a rendezvous place. Striking parts are the entrance with the porter's lodge and the porter's house, the fence, the colonnade, the double staircase with the salamander known as Eldrak, and the sofa. Both the sofa and the salamander consist of countless mosaic pieces. It is said that the dragon brings you good luck. You can try it. If it doesn't work, you can always test your luck at the lucky pit. The park along with other works by Gaudi, has been on the UNESCO World Heritage List since 1984. The inner part of the park is not freely accessible and an entrance fee is requested. And now we are into Antoni Gaudi, we might as well visit some smaller, but no less important projects of his. After all, they are on the way to our number 3. For example, Casa Vicens. This was the first important building by Antoni Gaudi and belongs to the Modernisme Català. In 2005 it was placed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The lower part of the house, which has only 2 floors, is built in traditional Spanish style. The part above shows the Arabic influences. Casa Vicens is richly decorated with ceramic tiles applied in geometric shapes. The original furniture shows influences from Moorish culture, mixed with Western influences. The wrought iron fence designed by Gaudi himself was made after clay models of dwarf palm loaders as they stood on the property. Far away is another house designed by Gaudi, Casa Mila. Casa Mila is an apartment building and one of the most famous works of Gaudi. The building is also called La Pedrera, which is Catalan for the quarry. That name refers to the appearance of the building and originally had a pejorative meaning, because the building did not meet any of the architectural standards in force at the time. In this building there's a museum, an apartment on the 4th floor, the attic with an exhibition of Gaudi, and also the undulating roof terrace can be visited. The viaducts and chimneys have whimsical shapes that are characteristic for the building. The last Gaudi stopover is Casa Batlló. As with Casa Mila, a little further down the same street, nothing is angular here. Everything is undulating and rounded just like the waves of the sea. The facade is covered with mosaic reminiscence of the scales of a fish. The columns on the ground floor look like the legs of dinosaurs, and the undulating mosaic roof the backbone of a huge monster. The balconies look like huge jaws of sea creatures, which, as it were, spring from the sea, the central theme of the Dragon Slayer St. George. Well, enough talked about Gaudi for now. Let's get to our number 3, La Rambla. It is a wide, busy and pleasant boulevard that is only accessible to pedestrians in the middle and runs in a southeasterly direction from Plaza de Catalunya to Port Vell, the oldest part of Barcelona's port. The length of the Ramblas is over 1200 meters. Number 4. La Boqueria. The Mercat de la Boqueria is the largest fresh market in Spain, located on La Rambla. The market has international fame and is visited daily by many tourists and local customers. The market originated in the 13th century as a street market, and from December 1470 the pig market was held here. At the end of the 19th century, work began on building the current iron roof over the market, but it was not completed until 1940. 3 years earlier, a new fish market was opened. You can buy lots of different and also strange food over here, but you can also have a seat and taste the good food of Spain. Also located on La Rambla is our number 5, Plaza Real. Plaza Real is a public square in the Gothic quarter of Baricotic. Originally, only a few buildings around the square had the now so recognizable yellow and white facade. Since the 90s, more and more facades have been adapted to the now well-known uniform appearance. On the square, there are two special lampposts designed by Antoni Gaudi. This square is a gathering place of tourists and locals. There are plenty of restaurants and terraces where you can go for a good, delicious paella and a good beer or wine. Or maybe you prefer some nice tapas, like tortilla, paella, croquetas. It's all there. Now let's head to our number 6, the Barcelona beaches. Barcelona has miles of good, nice beaches. Most of them are sandy, a few a bit rocky. On weekends or at nights, the beaches are crowded near Barceloneta, the most popular beach. If you prefer a little more quietness, then walk up a little further along the beach and you will certainly find what you are looking for. Along the beach is a nice boulevard with lots of restaurants or terraces where you can eat or drink as much as you want. A bit further to Barceloneta, there's a little harbor with the iconic Hotel M. It is worth a look, especially at night. Number 7. Castel Montjuïc. The castle of Montjuïc is a fortress on the hill Montjuïc. It played a role as a fortress in the history of the city, but especially as a prison. You can reach the castle by a cable train, followed up by a cable car. The first fortifications on the site of the current castle were built at the end of the 40s of the 17th century, during the Catalan uprising. Extension in 1694 turns the structure into a fortress, which had to withstand the siege by the French in 1697. Attacks by the English in 1704 and 1705, and the attacks of the troops of the House of the Bourbon during the War of the Spanish Succession. In 1746, the Marquis of La Mina, Jaime de Guzmán y Spinola, was appointed Captain General of Catalonia. He decides that the fort is in need of modernization and commissions the engineer Juan Martín Cermeño to do so. Construction work began at 1753 and lasted until 1799. Since then, the fort has had its current form. From the plateau on the top level of the castle, you have a nice view over the harbor of Barcelona. And on the other side, the good view over the city. Close by, we have the Palau Nacional, or number 8. The Palau Nacional, Catalan for National Palace, is a building on the hill of Montjuïc. It was the main site of the 1929 International Exhibition and was designed by Eugenio Kendoya and Enric Cata under the supervision of Per Domènec i Rura. Since 1934, it has been home of the National Art Museum of Catalonia. You can get up by stairs, and of course, you can take the escalator. The ground surface of 30,000 square meters, the Spanish Renaissance-inspired building has a rectangular floor plan flanked by two side and one rear square sections. with an elliptical dome in the center. The fountains by the staircases leading to the palace are the work of Carl Biguat. Number 9. The Magic Fountains. The Font Magica was designed by the Catalan Carl Biguat for the 1929 World's Fair, which took place around the hill of Montjuic. The central fountain was built to show what is possible with filtered light. Over time, the fountains were neglected, but for the 1992 Olympics they were completely restored. Fountains are a tourist attraction, especially in the summer evenings when the fountains are beautifully lit. Music shows and dance demonstrations are also given in which the light is synchronized with the music. The Venetian towers are situated at the Plaza de España, a roundabout with the well-known shopping mall Arenas de Barcelona. From this point we head to our number 10, Camp Nou, the soccer stadium of FC Barcelona. Camp Nou is the stadium of FC Barcelona. It is the largest stadium in Europe with its 99,354 seats. Camp Nou was opened in 1957, then with a capacity of 93,000 seats. The Catalan football team also plays its matches here. Inside the stadium, it's not visible that the stadium is very large. Since the club was not allowed to expand in height, work was done in depth instead, so that the current first ring is excavated. The club is one of the most successful football clubs in Spain and in the world. And the player who played the most matches at the club is Lionel Messi. He is considered one of the best players of all time. In 2009, Messi was voted FIFA World Footballer of the Year and also won the Ballon d'Or in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2015, 2019 and 2021 he was named Best Footballer in the World. A record. The board of directors have launched a project to renew the stadium. The renovation has already started. If you want to see the full construction of the new stadium, then click on the link above. Now when you have finished your stadium and museum tour, you can visit the 3-level high tourist shop and buy a t-shirt or soccer shoes or some other items. For now, I have some must-sees. If you have some time left in Barcelona, these treasures are worth visiting. How about La Monumental? La Monumental, in full Plaza de Braus de la Monumental, is a former bull ring for bullfights. The building was inaugurated on April 12, 1914 and can accommodate nearly 20,000 spectators. On September 25, 2011, 3 months before the abolition of bullfighting in the Catalonia region, the last bullfights took place. Since then, the building has been used for circus performances and concerts. Next treasure, Arc de Triomphe. Arc de Triomphe is a red brick triumphal arch in neo-Moorish style, designed by architect Josep Vilaseca y Casanovas. At the time, the arch was the main entrance to the 1888 World's Fair held in the Parc de la Ciutadella. The arch has a height of 30 meters. Unlike other triumphal arches, this one has no military character. The Arc de Triomphe has been used a number of times as the endpoint of a running race. The arch was restored in 1990. Barcelona has lots of treasures, but for now the last one, Torre Akbar. The Torre Glory, formerly known as the Torre Akbar, is a 38-floor high, cylinder-shaped skyscraper. The original name, Torre Akbar, is derived from Aguas de Barcelona, the Spanish water company located in the tower. King Juan Carlos opened the building on September 16, 2005. Finally in this video, I want to take you to the City Hall for a really super night of flamenco. It is really a must-do in your trip and experience the real Spain. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did and you want to see more of this, please subscribe. Thank you for watching this video and enjoy flamenco.